We're live.
Hello.
Hi. Hopefully we have people. Hopefully people show up.
I need a post about it.
Oh yeah, that's. Hi everybody. If you're here, leave us a comment and let us know you're here. I see there are a few people on.
Hi. I see Tiff.
Tiff. Hi. Thank you. Well, okay. There's lots of people here. Victoria, Kat, Jess, Sarah. Hello, everybody. We're very excited. This was a pretty great readathon. How did it go for everybody? I guess, should we introduce ourselves? I'm pretty sure everybody knows who we are, but let's introduce ourselves. You go ahead, Cheyenne.
Okay, my name is Cheyenne. My channel is That's All Book Girl. Yeah, that's about it.
It's perfect. That's all you need.
Yeah. Okay.
Me next? Or?
Yeah, you go ahead, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam from Sam Reads a Little.
And I'm Jess from Honest Fiction.
All right. So how did everybody's readathon go? Are you guys still reading something or helping to finish anything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you reading right now?
I'm currently reading Sin and Discipline by Lily White. But I finished 3 books. I counted Powerless because I'm like, it's going to be on KU, and I didn't want to wait. And then
I don't
finished,
blame you.
What else did I finish? I finished The Wrong Bride by Katharina Mora, which I loved that.
I love that so much. I can't wait to read more from that author because that was my first book by her.
Oh my! I was like having heart palpitations.
It was so messy.
Like, but you know, normally when you have like the sister's fiance type, like you know what I'm talking about, like that forbidden aspect. Normally, like the sister's gone away or something, and she's gone for a while. She's not there, so they have like this one-on-one time. But she's freaking there the entire
sister was
time.
Very much there.
Sitting next to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. And then I read The Sculptor, Crystal.
Wasn't that good?
Shut your face. I loved it. I thought
it was so just unique, and I loved him as a hero. He was so good.
Yeah. It was very, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I honestly didn't really know what to think, but the audiobook was great too.
Yeah, I listened to it through audio and I really liked it. It was a good one. Sam, how did your reading go?
I finished 3 books. I think I'm going to go ahead and like carry it into Monday.
Yeah.
Because I started on Friday anyway. I was trying to finish up another vlog. So I started on Friday. So it's going to extend it today.
What about you, Jess?
I'm in the middle of reading Jasper Vale, and if I finish that, I'll have read 3 books. So, and they were all 4 stars, which was pretty good.
Yeah, that is good. Well, I read one book, but it was a big one. I read Children of the Fallen Gods, the second in Curse of Broadbent's trilogy, and that's my favorite of hers that I've read so far. It was so freaking good. I was very impressed. So, and then I picked a novella, and then I picked a contemporary, and then my fantasy book. And so I was like, okay, I could go into the novella, and then I'd at least have 2 finished, but I didn't want to. So I went into book 3 of the Curse of Broadbent series. So I'm about a third of the way through that one. So yeah, I picked long reads, and maybe that wasn't a great idea, but I just really wanted to read them.
Yeah, but if you loved it.
Yeah, it was good. All right, let's see. I'll highlight some comments. I did already what everybody was reading.
Did any of you guys fill in your bingo boards completely? I had 1 I was missing.
I think I had 2.
I have 2 that I'm missing, but I think if I finish this book that I'm reading now, I can make it work. We'll see.
I was kind of bad. I usually love bingo boards for readathons, but this time I was just like, I'm just gonna read and then I'll fill in my bingo board later. And then I only read one, so I'm pretty sure I didn't get a bingo. But Tiff read 5 books.
Wow.
That's incredible. So
Dang,
many
girl.
Ricks. Powerless absolutely counts. Yes. Carissa read finished 3, currently on another one. Hi, Lizelle. Passion and Venom. Is that one book or is that 2 books? Is that
It's one.
It's
One?
the first one in a trilogy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Ivory Tower by Elizabeth Morgan. Wedded in Winter by Scarlett Scott. November Rain by TJ West. And Meet Cute. Interesting. I haven't heard of that one. I actually haven't heard of any of those, but I do love Anna Bloom.
I was gonna
Do
say
you-
that's that book that you shared, right? What is it?
Yeah,
What is it
The
called?
Last Kiss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had.
So, do you think that's your favorite, Katharina? Is it
I don't
Katharina?
know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I like Forever After All. That's. I think that. I don't know. That. I don't know. I say that all the time. I'm like, oh, I think this is my new favorite. I like them all.
So, Forever After All is the one that you gifted me at Christmas time, and I had that on my TBR, and I just didn't get to it. Like, I was editing my vlog today, and I had all these books I wanted to read, and then I was like, yeah, that was extremely ambitious of me, but
But that was the first one that I read by her, though.
that
Did
was
you
the
read
cover.
Bittersweet Memories by her?
Yeah, I've read almost all of her books.
Is that part of a series, or can you read that as a standalone?
It's a standalone. So, like, the families interconnect. So, the Wrong Bride is the first one, and The Windsors, which is the first book. So, the next one is The Temporary Wife that's coming out. But then, like, their friend group is connected to the other series with, like, Until You, Bittersweet Memories, Dr. Grant, and that whole section over there. But that's, like, not my favorite. But Forever After All, I'm pretty sure it's just, like, a standalone on its own. I think yeah, I don't even think it has anything to do with the other ones. Where'd Sam go?
Forsaken Trail. Is that the last book in that series? This one? The Devney Perry series? I can't remember. Hi, Monica.
Aren't they reading for the read-along?
Yeah. And I can't remember if there are 4 or 5 books in that series. Who knows? 4 on KU and an arc that will be. That's cool. It looked like quite a few people got the Powerless arc, so
And everyone seems to be loving it.
yeah, everybody. I haven't heard anything negative, but also that's kind of to be expected with arcs. I feel like, unless something is like real bad, like a pen pal, or real off, something real different.
I loved
Fourth
it, but it wasn't my favorite of the series.
So is Heartless your favorite book of hers, Elsie Silver?
Yeah. I even liked Flawless better than Powerless. Powerless was great. I still gave it 5 stars, but I don't know. I think it was just me and my own personal tastes and tropes that I like and work with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people had a really good readathon too. Hidden Scars, Vandal by Carrie Ann Cole, 2 stars. Yeah, I've heard that one is not great. Have you read that one, Cheyenne? Vandal?
I have not. No, I've only read Storm in that series.
Is it Ashes and Ember? I've heard really good things about that one, but I haven't read it yet. But Vandal, I have heard not very many good things.
Yeah, Vandal is not good.
I loved Storm though.
Storm was pretty good. Where Good Girls Go to Die. I saw a few people reading King of the Court. Morally Corrupt. Who's the author of that?
Is that Rena Kent? No.
No idea.
I don't know.
What was the guess?
I think we were just planning to chat, but maybe we don't have that much to chat about. Maybe we will read. I don't know. We'll see. None of us, I think, are feeling very... Well, I'm not feeling very chatty. I'm talking for everybody else. Powerless, King of the Court. Okay. So, did anybody find any new authors this time? that was something I really wanted to do, and I did not find a new author.
The one that I tried was not good.
Was that the one you put in your stories?
Yeah.
What'd you try? What was it?
Miranda Silver. It was Priceless by Miranda.
Oh, isn't that the Menage, right? Or
No, so it's new adult, and he like pays her to basically have sex with him exclusively.
isn't it in third person?
No.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
So where did you hear about that one from, Sam?
Probably TikTok, which should have guessed.
TikTok's been failing me lately. I haven't been loving the recs I've been getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I read Crow by A. Zavarelli, maybe, and I really like that series.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
I read Reaper. That's the only one that I've read, but I loved it. Have you read Crow, Sam? I know you liked Reaper too, didn't you?
Yeah, I read Crow. Was not a huge fan of it, but Reaper I loved.
Lisa, what did you think of Restore Me? And also, you can tell us about Forbidden Mafia Prince too. But I'm mostly curious about Restore Me. I know they did their live show last night, and I know your review, Sam. It's fine. I can hear criticism about it.
I was like trying to wait, but I'm like,
it's fine.
I've
It's
DNF'd
fine.
that book twice. I all I see is positive reviews, but I can't get into it.
Yeah,
Restore Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's long too. You have to
It
have
is long.
the energy to push through.
Melissa, I'm so happy to hear that you're liking that. I'm pretty nervous about that one, actually, wrecking it, because it's quite a bit different than I think a typical romance. But I had a couple of people, because of like the synopsis, how she has this medical diagnosis, there were a couple of people that said, so does this have an HEA? And yeah, I'm not going to sell a book as a romance if it doesn't have an HEA. I just personally won't do that. But Forbidden Mafia Prince, 5 books. Okay, so that one is the 4th 5 books. Thank you, Tori. Got through Ignite, Release, Little Lies, Racing the Sun, and finishing the last. Racing the Sun. I feel like who's been talking about that?
Sam, right?
Sam. Oh, that's the Karina Halley one, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I've been hearing about that lately, but cool. I still need to try Melanie Harlow. I haven't read her either, so I'm glad that you. I saw this book going around too that you liked, C.E. Ricci.
What book did you read, Tori?
Okay, I'm going to put Lisa. Absolutely loved it. J.L. Seegers is going to have to write my obituary. Forbidden Mafia Prince was meh. I don't even know who wrote that. Lisa, I am so happy that you loved Restore Me. Like, I'm very happy. I was hoping you would. I really was. I mean, honestly, that's the thing. I think all of these thoughts all the time about reading and subjectivity and different opinions. And it's so hard to be a bookish presence and to give your feelings and not be acting like you're presenting them as the ultimate authority. Like, I know I'm super guilty of that, like everybody is, but I think it's so important to remember these are just my opinions. These are my feelings. They're just my opinions. And so much of, I think, romance is so different than any other genre because it taps into such a deeply personal level, things that you probably aren't going to talk about with other people. So when you say you don't like something, if people are really paying attention, they could probably figure out a lot of things about you that you might not want them to know. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. But so I think like something I'm trying to do with my videos this year. I mean, I love to rant. I really do. I think like my second vlog this year was just a big old rant. But I'm trying really hard to separate things that are stylistically wrong with a book, things that are like technicalities that are wrong, and personal opinion. But that's hard to do. Anyway, there you go. I know nobody asked for that.
How do you rate, Crystal? Do you rate on how you feel, or do you nitpick?
I mean, that's the thing that's I find tricky is because it's combined for me, because I feel like because I have spent so much time like editing, writing, and going through other people's writing that I can't really separate technicalities from, if the technical side is tripping me up, then I can't get anything else out of it, you know, because I can't get past the flaws that I'm seeing. And I kind of wish I wasn't like that. But I mean, also, there are always books that I love that I'm able to see past that. And that's the thing that I think is so interesting, is because there's always something in a book that just speaks to us personally that's going to get us in there. And then we're going to be blind to any flaws, you know. But I don't know. I mean, just the book I just read that I loved, that was a 6-star read. I'm just basically giving you my blog right now. But the author did something that is kind of a pet peeve of mine in writing, where they pick a way to describe eyes that is a way to like express emotion. And then they hit on that over and over and over and over again. So it's very repetitive. And I think that if you're not like aware of it, you probably won't see it. But because I look for those author ticks, every author has something like that they go to express emotion. And she did that in this book. And I was like, I love this book so much. This is a tiny little pet peeve of mine. I'm not sure how much anybody else would notice it. Anyway, yeah, reviewing, it's just so personal. And I think that's why I'm trying to not at all get my feelings hurt when people don't like a book that I love, you know, because they're not me. They don't have my brain. They don't have my life. It's fine. It's not personal.
But it's so interesting because people are so curious about what you think about books.
Yeah.
You know, but it's totally subjective and could be different from what they think, but they still care.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, I care. I'm always interested in hearing what people think about books and what they get out of it that's different than what I have or that's similar. But I think sometimes we forget that just because someone thought a certain way doesn't mean we're going to feel or think a certain way, you know? I kind of just want there to be more room for people to just be like, we don't agree on these books. It doesn't mean either one of us is right. We just don't agree, and that's okay, you know? Mm-hmm. So, Jess, you read the... I was reading through some of the comments. You read the Guild series, so I've heard like a lot of mixed things about that. Did you liked it though, right?
I DNF'd that series twice, and I absolutely hated it. And then finally, I had so many of my friends that were like, "You just have to push to the 3rd book." And then I finished the 3rd book, and now it's one of my new favorite fantasy romance series. So I'm happy I gave it another try.
Yeah. So why did you give it another try if you had DNF'd it twice?
Yeah, just because I have like, there are friends that I've met through Bookstagram that like I really trust their opinions, and like they know what I read and what I enjoy. And my dislike of the 1st book was really about the main character. I just felt very frustrated by her, but she does have a lot of growth throughout the series.
That's interesting.
I need to continue.
I've been wanting to start that, but I've also been pretty sure I won't like it. But then I hear talk about it and I'm like, I'm really curious, you know. Eyes on me, oh boy. Lisa, I'll be watching for that, seriously. If you all haven't been watching Lisa's videos, I just started watching her recently. She gives such great, thoughtful commentary on the books she's reading, so it's awesome. I write books on my feeling. I mean, you should. That's the whole point, you know. It's just it's hard for me to like I don't want to sound, I know it sounds pretentious, but I can't, like, if there are things that are technically wrong and I see them, I don't see everything, but I am like aware of certain things, and if I see those, then I can't get any feelings because I'm just so annoyed at the flaws, you know. Like, I feel like it's very similar to like a musician, you know. A really skilled musician that you're playing to hear them like play piano or whatever in a concert, you, as being somebody who, you know, is just there to enjoy the art, you're probably not hearing any of the flaws. Whereas if you go to like a student concert, you might be more aware of the flaws, or maybe you yourself are really trained in music. I don't know. Anyway, it's not that I don't rate on feelings, because I totally do. It's just that sometimes I can't get that far.
Yeah, I get it.
This is making me think of like Zodiac Academy, where I love the story, but I know it's not a great book. Like the writing isn't great, but still the story and everything's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm so glad you like it. I absolutely hated the book.
No, it's totally valid.
Yeah, no, that's one of those series where it's like, yeah, people are gonna hate this, but
Yeah.
like you can give it a chance if you can look past it. Some people can't.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, that's the thing, like every single time you're reading a book, you're looking past something. Sometimes you're choosing to look past it. There's flaws in everything, you know. Sometimes you can't, but
Yeah.
Well, what else should we talk about?
I see someone's reading The Black Dagger Brotherhood. Have you guys read that by J.R. Ward?
I read it years ago.
It's so long.
I know, like, Lucia Franco, she talks about Lover Awakened all the time. Like, that's one of her all-time favorites.
Have any of you guys read it? It's pretty old. I read that first book. I mean, when, you know, paranormal romance and Twilight and everything was happening, like that was the first like adult vampire romance I'd ever read. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. But it's probably been at least 12 years since I read it. So I never got past, I think, book 3, which I think that is Lover Awakened, book 3. But I loved them.
I tried listening to the audio and I wasn't a fan of the audiobook narrator. So I
I mean,
that's hard with the older books.
Yeah.
And the books are so dated, you know, like even at the time when I was reading that, I remember the way that she described the hero's boots that he was wearing. I was just like cringing. I'm like, this just, no, like.
Well, that's like the Crossfire series. If you don't hate on it, don't hate on it.
I've never read it. I don't know.
I will defend Gideon Cross until the day I die. But listen, I still have those feelings from years ago when, you know, that when people were just discovering them and they were like the top series to read in romance, especially like introducing BDSM and things like that. They were amazing. They were amazing. But even like rereading last summer, I'm like, I don't know how I feel. It's still wonderful.
Taught me a valuable lesson of not buying full series until I read the first book.
But like, I think it was just, I don't know, just all the terminology that she used for everything is just so dated and so different. So that was just cringy, and that ruins it for you. But then again, that's like looking into it too much. But I don't know. There's a point where you're just like, I don't. I'm trying to keep it PG, but it's fine.
It's okay. You don't have to. Yeah, I mean, but also I think that, you know, part of the fun of reading for me is getting into the writing craft. Like that's something that I just really enjoy. Like I'm not doing it to be critical. It's something that I'm just like fascinated by and that I love like breaking apart and seeing how they did this. And so I do think that whenever I'm like rating something and it has like really something cool that they did technically, I do probably award them more points, but that's because that thing they did that was like pushing boundaries or was really well done technically, that made me feel something. So it's just so interesting how people, so yeah, I think that the Zodiac Academy is a really great example of that, because that's something I started reading and I'm like, absolutely not. I can see how this would appeal to readers though, but for me I was like, I cannot, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely was I think it was just a right timing for me when I read it. But I only read the first 3.
I bought it. I bought the ebook. I just I just need to read it.
Wearing sunglasses in a club. That's my biggest pet peeves is when people wear sunglasses indoors.
But like, there's a reason why he does, because he's a vampire, you know, and all that. But yeah, it's cringy. It definitely is.
One of my icks, isn't that what people say now?
Yeah, they definitely didn't age well, sadly.
I think I tried reading the first one for like one of the very first vlogs I ever did on my channel. You all did like a paranormal romance.
Yeah,
Readathon.
yeah.
read along or whatever. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, no, not read this.
Yeah, I've been so tempted to. I mean, one series that I have reread that I also discovered then that I do think holds up is the Janine Frost series. It's with a vampire. It's kind of giving like Buffy vibes, I think. Buffy and Spike vibes. It's got a vampire hero and she's a half vampire, but it's not nearly as dated as Black Dagger Brotherhood. But also that could just be that I feel more sentimental towards it because I'm really excited to do our Vampire Academy live show tomorrow. Sam.
Have you finished?
I'm skimming through the last 2 books. So
Okay, because it's like
I'm not doing a complete. I did read the first one, but I'm not going to reread completely the second and third.
Mhm.
But I am really interested to hear everybody's thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
Same.
Mhm.
There's so much going on this month.
There really is.
Like, I can't keep track. Which is great. It's great.
Mhm.
It's busy.
B, that is so funny because whenever I read a book now and they mention like TikTok, I'm like, oh, that's not going to age well, probably, you know. Vampires in the early 2000s. I mean, it's the same thing that's happening right now with the like, not that spicy romance is new, but I do feel like when something reaches that tip of popularity, so many other authors like try and jump in on that. And I think that's what's happening with like TikTok at the time and some of the spicy romances. It's an interesting thing to see happen, but it probably won't last super long. But let's see. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for saying hi. 6 of Crows.
So good.
I was going to say, Jess, you've probably read that, huh?
Loved
Yeah.
it.
Loved it. Did you read it, Sam?
Mm-mm. No,
It's very good.
I should have, but maybe I will eventually.
Yeah. Hello. I've been seeing that book all over the place. Get Thee Off My Lawn, that historical. Justin read it, but
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
it's a historical romance, but I think it's kind of rom-com-y, Janine Frost books. So did anybody read the oldest book that they had in their library, and what was that?
Mine was the Miranda Silver one, Priceless.
Was it?
And mine was Crow.
Yeah. What about you, Cheyenne?
Well, I've had The Wrong Bride downloaded for a long time and just never read it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not really old, but old in my Kindle.
Yeah.
I change my checkouts for KU all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I see when I want more. I'm like, I'm sending you back. I'll just get you again later. Just go back and get you. I won't forget about you.
What's been your favorite book so far?
Yeah, favorite book. Anybody? Cheyenne?
I don't know. I gave all of them 5 stars. I don't know.
What about you, Jess?
I think Gleam, which is the Plated Prisoner series, but if we're not counting that because it's part of a series, it's probably The Wrong Bride.
What did you rate that one, Jess?
4.5.
So you read Jasper Vale too, right? Jess?
Oh, I'm reading it. Yeah.
Oh, you're reading it right now. That's right.
Yeah.
Has anybody else read that?
Yeah, because the audiobook came out early.
Yeah. I don't think the book's actually released yet, so it doesn't really fit with the Kindle, but
Yeah.
powerless on it, so.
I think it's maybe my least favorite out of the series.
Really? Which one is your favorite?
Juniper Hill.
Yeah, 100%.
That's
I
my
agree.
favorite one too. Yeah, for sure. Well, now I'm nervous. Like I used a credit on it on Audible because I saw it came out early, stupidly, because like I didn't get it listened to in time.
Yeah.
But then I started hearing like mixed reviews, and now I'm like nervous. I'm so nervous to pick
I'm
it up.
more than halfway into it. I'm really liking it. I think I'm
Are
gonna
you?
like it more than the third book, Garnet Flats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love that one. That one I think is my least favorite in the series, sadly.
I think I still rated it 4 stars, but it was my least favorite in the series.
Did you buy the new book, Sam?
I'm still debating. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody says yes.
It's sitting in your cart.
Yeah.
Are you a big Jennifer Hartman fan, Cheyenne and Jess?
I like her books. I don't like all of them.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss for me.
I think I've only read 2 of hers, and they were both just okay. Like, they weren't terrible, but they weren't all-time favorites, you know?
I've really enjoyed them, but I only listen to the ones that come out via audio, so I'm still waiting for like June 1st and some of her more recent releases.
That was my least favorite. I did not like it.
I heard it's really slow burn.
1 star. It was
1 star. That's just more than
just not even rate it at that point. I don't even know.
I have it pre-ordered
No.
on Audible.
You gotta rate the 1 stars. Those are like my favorite ones to rate. I'm sorry. But why was it a 1 star? I gotta know. Because I haven't read that yet. I've been wanting to, but like Jess said, there's no audio for it yet.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get hate because everybody loves it. But
No, I DNF'd
No.
yeah,
You DNF'd it?
you start from the time she is a baby.
like an infant.
Like a long time of him just holding her as a baby. And I don't know. It just felt like there was zero angst to me at all. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. And I vibe off of that. I don't like when people are saying this is the angstiest book I've ever read. I'm like, we must have read a totally different book because it was just everything was wrong about it. I don't know. It was the age thing, like the time jumps. They spent a lot of time in the past when she was 3 weeks old, right, Sam?
Something
in the beginning, like 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Different from like a chapter. If you have a chapter and it's like, oh, this is initially when we met, but then 3 weeks to 6 months old to like 2 years. I don't care.
Have any of you guys read All the Thorns Remain by Jennifer Hartman?
No.
That was my favorite by her.
Was that one good?
Yeah, it was really good.
The only ones of hers I've read are Lotus and Still Beating. And of the 2 of those, I think Lotus was my favorite.
I like Lotus. That's my second favorite.
Yeah.
I haven't read that one.
What, Sam? Sorry.
I probably shouldn't buy that book by her because I DNF'd June 1st and then gave, Still Beating, 2 stars.
I was just looking at my review of that because I was like, what did I even rate this? Justin and I were talking about Lotus because she just also read that for a Patreon thing. And she's like, I don't like this heroine. And I'm like, yeah, I remember not liking her too. But I don't know. There's something for her books, but I don't know that it's something for me. You know what I mean?
I do want to give her a try. And people have been saying that her new duet is like not as dark, which I don't mind.
Rom-com? I keep seeing like different.
No.
Every time I see a duet, I get nervous because of like Macaulay Smeltzer, her duet. I'm like, oh Lord,
I loved that duet so much.
This is a Macaulay Smeltzer slander account, Jess.
I have 3 different copies of that duet behind me.
I liked the storyline of it, but she just.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, Crystal, I
think most people know how I feel about that book. I don't need to get into it again, but it's just
that started the Crystal's rant channel.
Basically, yeah. It all just went downhill from there.
I think you went viral from that video.
I did. It's like my most watched vlog of all time, and I'm like, I know you guys aren't regular vlog watchers, but it's that's funny. So has anybody had a book like that this year so far that just, I mean, maybe not that bad, but a book that you're just like hated so far this year? We can be positive too. We'll do favorites next.
I don't think so. I've had a really good month.
Yeah, I really think
great month.
You had a great month. Lucky.
I have not.
You have not.
I haven't had a book though that I'm like, this is just freaking terrible. But I've also just had mostly like 3-star readings.
Yeah.
I lied. Sorrow and Starlight was my least favorite book of this month.
Well, now I
No,
know.
it's Zodiac Academy, book 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. I haven't finished book 6 yet.
Let me just stop now. You're in a good spot. It's just, I feel like it just really,
Gosh dang it!
yeah.
I apparently missed a bunch of comments. What book is this about? The villainization of the sister. Yeah, I remember that. I remember this is very common. Was this in the Michele Smeltzer book? I don't even remember what book that's from, but I remember that being in something. No, was this a Jennifer Hartman book? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I really hate when anything about like another woman is at her physical appearance, like if she wears makeup or she, is tan or like she does something and that's always used to like villainize them. I hate that so bad. That is like a huge pet peeve of mine. It just,
Yeah.
you DNF'd The Duke Gets Even. I recommended that to Cheyenne, so whoops.
Well, I haven't read it yet, so
Okay.
I will.
I really liked it. DNFing, that's, yeah. I DNF'd a couple of books this month, but I didn't even put them like as currently reading. I just started reading the first chapter and I was like, yeah, no, this is not going to be for me. Speaking of first chapters, Sam, have you started Alone with You in the Ether yet?
No, but I saw your vlog and went, crap.
I mean, a lot of people, did you see Locke's comment? She was like, yeah, it's super pretentious, but I gave it 3 stars. So I really want to know what other people think of it.
Come on, I thought we were friends.
Oh, that's funny.
It's fine.
Okay, what about favorite reads so far?
I agree with you, April. That was also my least favorite out of that series.
Okay, still beating. That's what I was thinking. Thank you about the bleach blonde. Yeah, for sure.
Favorite of the year or favorite of the readathon?
I think it was favorite of the year. I've moved past readathon questions because I felt like we were losing steam there. So we're just talking about reading in general so far.
I don't have a favorite. So
No favorites. What's yours, Cheyenne?
A Court of Mist and Fury.
Yes.
I'm so thrilled. Have you moved on in the series at all?
Nah, I gotta deal with it a lot of time.
How? Like, the ending of that book.
But
That's true. I forget about the ending of that one.
they're just so
Yes.
freaking long. That alone just
Yeah.
talks me out of it. I'm like, I'll wait. And then when I'm ready, then I love it even more. So it's fine.
Yes, we're so happy. I loved that vlog. That was such an entertaining vlog. I want you to do more vlogs just because I selfishly love them.
I literally said I'm not doing any vlogs, and I've got like 2 vlogs this week. I don't know.
I had the biggest smile on my face when you were talking about chapter 54, though. I was just like,
That
feels.
I didn't even care about them like coming together. Like,
Yeah.
him just talking. I'm this man, just like so poetic too. The writing, I could not.
So good.
It just makes me emotional thinking about it.
I will always love that book. I mean, I don't have a tattoo of it, so Sam obviously loves it more than I do. But I seriously love that book so much. Pleasure of a Dark Prince. I love Cressley Cole, everything by her. She is just fantastic, I think. One Duke Down. Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. Sam, is that the book?
Yeah, that's the one that I'm like, don't expect great things.
I hated that book. It's my least favorite of the year. I'm sorry, April.
Oh, that's one you liked, right, Sam?
Yeah, I liked it, but like it's flawed. It's not like
okay,
perfect.
I tried to be really like that vlog was my exercise in trying to see why it's so popular. That's always something that's interesting to me too. Is why is this book so popular? And I see why that book is popular because the hero is a certain type of protective that is very appealing for sure. So.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh, thanks for watching, April. Thanks for watching.
Crystal, have you read Hellbent yet?
No, oh my gosh. Did you finish it?
Mm-hmm.
So
I liked it.
It's on my... Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I found this
Yeah.
I guess Books A Million, they also have used books. And so I got this for $10, the hardback.
I
Nice.
love Ninth House with my entire heart and soul. It used to be like my favorite book of all time. It is so darkly feminist. I just freaking love the heck out of it. It's so bad. But that's a very polarizing book too. A lot of people hate it. So Sam, I want to know if you hate it or love it. You can tell me.
When I saw it for $10, I'm like, I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah.
I remember kind of liking it the first time, but then I really loved it on my reread.
Mm-hmm. I feel like when I read that book, I was like just starting to just really appreciate like feminine rage, and everything in there was just like, this is fantastic. What a bad bee. I just love her so much. So.
See, now I'm a little nervous. I don't really like books that are like in your face feminist.
It's not in your face.
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
Because I don't like those either. But the way the story's told, the things that happen to her, the things that happen to her friends, and what she does, it's not like she's, you know, sending out petitions for feminine rights or anything like that. Like I say that, and I probably shouldn't, because I do see how that's going to turn people off. But that's also what I took out of it.
I will say, Hellbent gave me Six of Crow vibes.
Oh my gosh!
If that makes you want to read it more.
It does. It does.
Wait, Sam, what was your favorite book? What was your favorite book?
Sorry. No, they just scored enough.
13-3.
I know. I'm dying over here. Of the year or readathon?
The year?
I don't have one.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like Ninth House was a bit confusing for sure. It wasn't like the whole world, and it wasn't super duper explained, and I feel like I've forgotten quite a lot of it, but I'm just going to go right in.
Jumping through time too. There's like two stories going on simultaneously, which
yeah. I mean, a lot of people hated Ninth House, but I freaking loved it. So, but that's okay, because sometimes I just like weird things that not other people like. You know, like a lot of people liked Tori, I don't mean to single you out. I've seen a lot of people really love this book, and I think that's wonderful. Okay, new topic. Here's a favorite. Before I let go, yeah. I mean, y'all probably know how I feel about that book. It was so good. I really wanted to find a new author. I did start a novella. I started it, but I didn't get very far into it. It's called Waiting on Wendy, and it sounds like the heroine has, like, I don't know why I keep picking books like this, but the heroine has like a terminal illness, but it says it has a happily ever after. So I'm really curious how that's going to end up, because I don't want anybody to die in my romances, but I also kind of like that angst of the potential heartbreak that's there, you know, like but I don't actually want them to die, but I want them to think she might die, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Did you ever read For Lucy, Crystal, or no?
No, I have that I bought it when it was in an Audible sale recently, so I have it, but I haven't. That
audiobook is
the audio is really good.
So that's the one I asked you about, the trigger, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I know, then I'll be okay with it. Like, but if it catches me by surprise, it's not a good time.
It's like grown man crying in the audio.
Really?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
I read the book in one sitting, and I feel like I cried the entire time. Like, there's just a lot of emotional moments.
But it's just, and there's not a whole lot like to it. Like, it's not a very long book, but it's just, it's so good.
Yeah, the audio is super short, I feel like. So that's another reason why I grabbed it, because I was like, awesome. If it's 8 hours or less, then I'm usually like, okay. If it's 8 hours or more, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know.
I think I listened to it in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Same.
That's the one that I'm on reading sprints.
Hey, Becca. Chandler. Hello, Chandler. Chandler, you liked Ninth House, didn't you? I feel like you really liked Ninth House. If you're still here, let us know. Anyway, so what is Julie Ann? She's got a new book coming out, is that right? Are you guys on her ARC team?
No.
I pre-ordered it and it's getting here early. I get it Tuesday.
She liked it. Yay. I knew you did, Chandler. I felt like I remembered that you did. So when does
it's like Marriage in Trouble.
my favorite.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a twist in there that I'm not connecting yet. Like I don't know if the heroine is sick. She goes to work for the hero and his wife, but his wife is dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
His wife ends up dying, and she is her maid. But then he marries her for like a health insurance thing. Yeah. So, but then at the end of the synopsis, she's like, I don't know if he's grieving me or his other wife. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I can't figure out. At first I was like, maybe it's something like with amnesia or I don't know. So I have no idea what to expect.
So would you say that Julie Ann, is a pretty emotional writer most of the time? I've only read The Fisherman Duet and Look the Part.
I think she mixes, like, I don't know, her books are like comfort to me. So they have a good emotional balance to them, but she's funny as well. So they could be rom-com-y, but not feel like an R.S. Gray book or a Megan Quinn book. They don't feel like that.
Yeah.
And she puts twists in her books that are so creative and unique that I've never read anything like them.
I would say like some of her characters were quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a lot of where the humor comes from.
I see that.
Did you finish the series though?
That one you have to finish. Honestly, if you don't like that one, I think Out of Love is so underrated for her. I think that one's more romantic suspense. It's got a whole different take to me.
Oh yeah. But Poor Lucy, Look the Part.
What Lovers Do, that one was good too.
Oh yeah, that one's more rom-com though. Like that's a straight up like rom-com.
What's that one?
Sorry, but she had like that aspect with her sister too, and
but
that kind of
people are either gonna love that or hate that.
I think I have that audio, but I've heard mixed reviews, so I haven't picked it up.
I loved it.
It's cute. But yeah, I feel like The Fisherman Duet, you really have to like push through because the heroine does go through a lot of growth.
Yeah,
she does. Yeah, I feel like I liked the second part of that duology much better than the first.
Yeah,
it was a lot better. But
yeah.
So, okay, question for you all: if you were to recommend a book to a new romance reader, what is the first book that you would recommend?
The Simple Wild of K. Tucker.
Wow, you pulled that out fast.
Because it's like emotional. There's more to it than just the romance.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my shelf. Like, is this going to give me answers?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm like,
But I'm such a dummy. I would be like, well, do you like spicy or do you like? I mean, but all I read is spicy. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Cheyenne, what is the least spicy book? You know what you should do a video on is ranking books spiciest to least spiciest.
I'm talking about tier ranking because I don't have a freaking clue how to do that.
I don't either.
I am like, what? How does this even work?
there's a site online that you can use.
You know how to do that? I barely know how to press play to record the video. Okay,
I'll give you a tutorial. It's really easy.
Jess, I have filmed and literally filmed an entire video and never pressed play. I'm like,
I think we all done that at some point though?
Chandler's done a lot of it.
A lot. Yes, we need a tutorial because I'm technically challenged and I don't know.
Jess, do you have one yet?
No.
Okay, I think I would recommend. I really think I would recommend Real, and I actually think I have recommended that before by Kennedy Ryan, because it does the same type, not the same type of thing, but it has history in there. It's going over more than just the romance, but the romance is such a central part to the plot, and it's also just beautiful and powerful. So that's what I would choose.
Yeah.
I think I would recommend On the Way to You by Candy Steiner, or I don't even know if you liked No Tomorrow by Carrie and Cole.
Oh, I would.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's like probably my all-time favorite book ever. So
I think that's a really good one, Chandler. I think Love on the Brain. I haven't read Waking Olivia yet. I'm a little nervous too, but I want to.
I like it.
I haven't read that. I haven't read either one of those.
I wasn't a fan.
I liked Love on the Brain a lot.
Olivia.
You didn't like Waking Olivia.
Mariana Zapata, that's probably my pick.
The Silent Waters, I think, would be a really good one too. Anything by Brittany Cherry.
Oh yeah.
Requiem.
The Wreckage of Us. That's such an underrated book by her.
That was also on my TBR. I seriously spent 7 minutes in my vlog talking about the books I wanted to read. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm not going to get to all of these.
Yeah, I mean, For Lucy too, if you want an emotional, but that's heavy.
Shannon, I really want you to do that video. I really want you to rank. You don't have to do a tier ranking, but just tell us.
This is what I'll do. I'll put up construction paper. Okay, sucks. We don't like this over here because I can't do it. I can't do it. Put it on my wall, like.
Please do that.
You get a whiteboard.
Yeah.
But you know the TikToks where I think it's Dance Moms, it's like on the bottom for 3 and 3. It's like,
oh, this is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Okay, here's another.
Oh, that's funny.
The Kingmaker series. That would
I had
also
this on my
be a
TBR
good one.
forever. I need to pick it up.
You haven't read it?
mm-mm.
Has any of you read the series?
I started it.
It's definitely it's
Politic heavy.
Yeah.
It was and I think I just wasn't in the headspace to finish it. I think I was just like, this is way too much information for me right now.
Chandler, we gotta know what it is.
Oh God.
Oh,
I always get nervous when people take my recommendations, even though I love them. I'm like, just remember that it's okay if you don't like it. We can still be friends. You know.
Listen, that video we did together, Crystal. I'm like, oh no.
That was, I know, right?
It hurt.
I think I'm sorry.
It's okay.
McKay and I have a vlog coming out on Friday, and I'm like pretty confident that her and I read really similar books. But you just second guess everything when you recommend it. You're like, I don't know if they like this small part that happens in this. And the whole time I'm texting her, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be texting you about what you thought, but I don't care. You better tell me.
Well, and then me, I'm just like anxious, and I'm like, if someone reads just even one book that I recommend and then they hate it, are they gonna trust me ever again?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was like the Stay With Me series with you, Cheyenne. I was like, oh my God, she might actually hate this because there's like a lot that goes on with that book.
Yeah.
But
well, and I mean, I feel like that's where we're getting back into my little soapbox, which it's like you just never know what's going to be enough to tip the scale for someone where they're not going to like it. What can they tolerate and what can they not? And we're never going to know that for other people, even like your best book buddy, you know? I mean, maybe your best book buddy, but
yeah,
I don't know. So I've been very curious about the Off Balance. I watched your vlog, Sam. I have not been good at commenting on your videos, but I've been watching them all. And I saw that you liked it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you will.
I am not going to read it. I have no interest in like I downloaded it before it went off KU, and then I was like, I really think I'll hate that, so I'm not going to. But I have been interested in the discussion and everybody's feelings about it, you know, like.
Yeah.
That's. I think.
You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit and just have fun with it.
Everybody, like,
Yeah.
I get so, I don't know, y'all, like, you know, if you watch my videos, you know exactly how I feel about a big age gap like that, if it's talked about in a certain way.
You
Some
have
of them,
older children too, so
yeah.
yeah, I get it.
What was the book, Crystal, that you commented on my vlog and you were like, or a video, you're like, I want to read that. I'm like, don't, you'll hate it.
I think it was a Megan Quinn book, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Kiss and Don't Tell. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I think you should try a Megan Quinn book.
I mean, there are
Why
a
the
lot
hell
of,
not? I mean, what do you have to lose?
right.
That's
She's
true.
so popular. There
Not
are a
all
lot
of
of
her books
hers.
are good though.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, I don't. There's some of them I hate. That's why,
Mhm.
which I hate to say it, I've never asked her for like an interview or anything because I'm like, I equally love your books and equally don't like them. So
Yeah.
that's not really fair. But that series is good.
Yeah, I just cannot. I just cannot. It just honestly, I mean, and I think especially because, like, a lot of the time I am the age of the men that are in that relationship. And so I think to myself, in what world would I think about a 17-year-old boy and be like, no, I just cannot, you know? So I feel like that's the thing where I'm like, is that what we're talking about still, the age gaps?
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Oh, no, we're talking about Megan Quinn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going back. Do not. Okay, I'll take your word for it, Chandler.
That's something that, you know, is a hard no for you, like me,
Yeah.
with a parent getting with their, you know, child's lover. That's a hard no for me. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Cannot do it.
Okay, well then don't do it because everybody seems to think it's a bad idea, but I just think it would be really entertaining to watch. Okay,
Well,
I'm here for your entertainment.
And
That's what I love.
I'm not saying you shouldn't be,
Obviously, I
girl.
would like it.
This game, well,
Oh wait, are y'all's teams playing each other?
no, she's just
Oh,
watching to see who's playing the
I'm
Eagles.
watching to see who we're gonna play, and I want to play the
That
Bengals,
would be
not the
so
Chiefs.
funny if
But
you guys are playing against each other and you're pissed.
I already told her. I'm like, we're not
oh no, it's
to go.
It's gonna be good.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's funny. It's yeah.
I've never even heard of this book, Chandler. Who's the author?
Like Princess
Megan
Diaries.
Quinn. She owns like the heroine owns a wet t-shirt like truck, basically. But then it's Princess Diaries, kind of.
Yeah, spicy Princess
Okay.
Diaries.
Yeah, like her family, she's getting ready to inherit the whatever you call it, the throne or something. But she wants to spend like 2 months over there to see if she even wants to do it. I DNF'd it at like 60%.
Mhm.
Megan Quinn. Okay.
I feel like I read something by them.
Chandler, I think you're punking me, right? You want me to read this, but okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Watching it would be, you know, the entertaining thing.
Oh, that's funny. Well, should we say goodbye? Or anything else anybody wants to say before we leave? We just thought we would chat. We weren't gonna, I know the thumbnail said reading sprints, but I was like, we'll just chat. I know, right? Like, I actually have gotten this comment a couple times when people are like, I don't want to think that hard, and I'm like, okay, it's not okay. That's fine. You don't have to. But a popular book or series would you guys never read because of the trope?
Praise by Sarah Kate.
The what?
Praise by Sarah Kate.
You haven't read that? I thought you were. No. Interesting.
Okay. Like the dad.
Oh,
thing.
that's right. Okay. That's also probably one reason why you didn't like Birthday Girl, huh?
I love Birthday Girl.
I know.
Yeah. I love Birthday Girl too.
Everyone does, and then I'm over here alone.
Do I love books? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like for me it's a big age gap but again, there are some, like I love Torn by Carrie Ann Cole. That's one of my favorites age gaps. I love that book.
See, that age gap I didn't like because I feel like we see the guy with her when she's like really young, and like that weirds me out. But I'm okay with age gaps.
But did you like One Tea Mr. Kane?
Loved it.
Yeah, that's kind of like that though, in a way. Like he's.
Yeah, I feel there was a specific scene where she's like, he's teaching her, I think, how to ride a bike or something, and I was like, I don't know.
See, it's interesting because I looked at that scene differently, but I will say usually the thing that really gives me the ick about an age gap is when, like I DNF'd a book earlier this year for this exact same thing, when the man is talking about her very like over and over about her young body, like it just makes me so disgusted. I'm like, I do not want to hear, even if that's what he thinks, I don't want to hear him like vocalize that in his thoughts about her young body. Like, no, absolutely not. Because to me that says you find her attractive because she's a child, and I'm just like, ick, no. But if that's like not a part of it and the character reads with a certain level of maturity, then it works for me. So I don't know. But yeah, Torn and Don't Kiss the Bride, I loved both of those age gaps. Hi, Caitlin.
Have you read Tide yet, Crystal?
I have, and I loved that one too. Okay. Did you like that one?
I loved that one. I think I like
so good.
Yeah, I like it more than Torn.
I think I like both of them. I think I might like Torn a little bit better, but I loved both of them. They were so good. I mean, I love a rant, you know. I just really like to hear people talk about books. I just do. I mean, that's what we all like, right?
Yeah.
I just cannot get on board with QB Tyler. She's a nope for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's a lot of people's sentiment, April. I love them. I want to feel that pain. Like I do.
Yes.
I love it so much. Honestly, I feel like there's not much other than loss of child that's too painful for me in a romance. And I think it's all because you get an HEA. You know you're getting that, you know. If it doesn't have an HEA, then I get a little sad, you know. But
Crystal, I still really want you to read the Full Tilt duet.
I was gonna say that. I think the most emotional is the Full Tilt, and that was so good.
You got to go into it knowing that it is a duet and that there is an HEA.
Yeah,
because like I went into that book Full Tilt, knowing what happens, and it's still one of my all-time favorite books. Like
you love Second Chance too, Crystal. So I think it seems like something you would really love.
I think I will. I just keep forgetting about that because like nobody's talking about it currently, you know. But I remember that was one of the books you wanted me to read when we talked about doing a vlog, and I should have gone with that, Sam.
Yeah,
I should have. We should actually redo a vlog like that. But anyways, all right. We said we were going to be an hour, so we're going to say goodbye for real now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for participating in the Kindle Limited Readathon. I think it would be fun to do one in maybe 6 months or something like that. Maybe like whenever that is, July or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. So,
definitely.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.